I understand what you're saying, sir. Nevertheless, it leaves me requiring an acting sergeant.
It leaves us requiring a detective inspector, a uniformed sergeant of considerable experience, and an acting sergeant. And at a time when we're short of bodies. I'm sure Marshall will do a good job, Derek, OK?
It's also the principle, sir. We're taking men out of our establishment just to steer a German officer around looking for a few bent motors. If people from the yard want German policemen nannied round London, why don't they do it themselves?
Well, perhaps it wasn't felt sufficiently important to warrant somebody from the yard.
Oh, but it warrants street coppers with more than 40 years' experience between them. It's car engines, sir. They're here looking for stolen car engines while this station's been allowed to go down the pipe.
200 stolen car engines, Derek, and over a period of 18 months.
Well, they should tighten their security up, sir, instead of swanning round here on some kind of rest cure.
Spirit of 1992.
Oh, the villains are going to love 1992.
Well, Frank Burnside's going to have to duck out later on today, deal with this Operation Shopfront. We can't have this man Krantz swanning round London with a probationary PC in tow.
Could have used a detective sergeant.
Wasn't one spare.
Bob Cryer isn't spare, sir.
Derek, we've talked about this before. I've got a lot to do before I go out, all right?
Yes, sir.
200 stolen diesel engines are worth about £500,000. If they're being illegally exported from this country to Africa, we have a fence here dealing with that sort of money. Worth catching.
Yes, sir. Where's Mr. Burnside?
Sir?
Bloke about my height, medium hair, blue eyes, 40-ish, answers to the name of Frank. Ring any bells?
He's not here, sir. But when I came in at 3 o'clock this morning to start...
Very smart, Bob. Quite the detective. Off to deal with Officer Krantz, eh?
Sir,
You see Mr. Burnside yet?
you said to meet him outside.
Tom, I've got one for you.
Sir?
Stamp. He's down for Crown Court on the 15th, the Ableston case.
Yes, sir?
Well, he's on leave that week. He never filled in the dates on his statement form.
Well, he couldn't arrange his leave dates when he filled in the statement because he was going on a course.
Well, see if you can rearrange his leave, will you? I don't think they'll be very happy to move the case just so our Mr. Stamp can loll about on some Spanish floozy's Lilo. And get me an answer today.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to look like a detective, I want to look like a businessman.
It's his cock-up. He had the file after me. Why can't he rearrange Stamp's holiday?
And why can't he act as a tour guide for a German officer? It's the same reason. It's a nothing job and he's the boss. See you later.
Yeah, see you.
Is this the best you can do?
That's the best there is. I'm the inspector, mate. You can drive.
You know what they say? Never volunteer. It's an old army saying.
I'll have to remember that next time I'm in an old army.
You've been burgled.
That's right. For the 3rd time this week. They're there so often, I'm beginning to think they've moved in.
Right, so well, I'll get a panda to come round. What was the address?
I don't want a panda. I live in a short life flat, not a bloody zoo. I want a detective.
Yeah, well, that's not normal procedure until the crime's been evaluated.
It isn't normal to be burgled 3 times in a week, is it? We're not in the realms of the normal. Normal is when somebody burgles you, a policeman comes round and either catches them or not, but at least makes some effort towards doing so. That is normal. I want a detective!
Oi, oi, oi! What's all this shouting about?
What are they up to?
Couldn't tell you, Richard. They don't bother clearing CID operations with me.
Hierarchical. It's in the nature of the work.
I want a detective. I want a proper investigation.
There isn't a detective in the station at the moment, so they're all out.
Working on more important cases, yes. All right. I want to speak to Charles Brownlow.
Well, the chief super doesn't normally see anyone without an appointment, sir.
Give him my name. He'll speak to me.
Have a look at her. Is she not fragrant? Nothing wrong with admiring beautiful women, Bobby.
You go blind. Too much sitting in dirty motors with Ted Roach.
I'm in the wrong job. I'll bet she's waiting for some geezer who earns 50 grand a year, drives a Jag, and's got a second home in the sun.
Well, 50 grand a year, you're definitely in the wrong job.
Do I detect a slight edge?
This is a waste of time.
Well, it's Carver.
Charles, I'd very much like to speak to you.
What now?
Yeah.
Well, you better come up, Alec.
Inspector Burnside from Sierra Oscar receiving, over.
Burnside receiving.
State of play report on your operation shop front. All quiet, indoors for the morning, received.
Thanks, Tom. Received.
Yeah, let's have a go at that. Tom, it's Bob.
Go ahead, Bob.
Any message from our German officer?
No. Were you expecting one?
Well, they are supposed to be famous for their timekeeping, aren't they? Cheers.
We're here for the day, Bob. If I were you, I'd just relax and enjoy yourself.
Thanks for the tip.
Hey, up. What can I do for you, darling?
Is that a police radio?
Sierra Oscar 554, receiving, over.
I'm Officer Krantz, Deutsches Bundeskriminalamt. And you are?
Detective Inspector Burnside. This is Sergeant Cryer.
My name is Wilma.
Bob. Frank. No bags?
I travel light. They're in the left luggage. You've been briefed?
Sort of.
Well, let's get on with it.
Hey, George, man, what's happening?
This is a babysitting job.
Make him a cup of tea, that sort of thing, eh?
Wait for the scenes of crime officer to arrive. You any good at making tea?
So, I expect.
Oh, I'd better make him a cup of tea then. Brownlow wants him made a good cup of tea.
I'm surprised he didn't turn out himself.
According to Alec Peters, he would have if he could have. This bloke's some kind of political activist that Brownlow knows from the Tenants Association.
Third floor.
Isn't there a lift?
It's broken.
Surprise, surprise. Pressure group, you know, we're responding. Whoever came before us didn't exactly cover themselves in glory.
But just because Brownlow wants to smarm up to him doesn't mean we have to as well. I don't like him.
Well, I suppose nobody's at their best and they've just been burgled, especially for the third time in a week. Ah! Oh!
You all right?
Yes, go and get them!
I told you this would happen. I've done it again. I knew it.
Oh, no. Sierra Oscar from 643, receiving, over.
Is this it, Velma?
Okay. We'll go in.
Is your information specific to this place?
No, but the operation fits. It's just the kind of place that might utilize stolen car parts.
Seems very unlikely to me.
We've done our research.
Of course you have.
What, in the other pages?
Shall we go in, Velma?
Look, they're going to have to move an awful lot of rough German cars to need the spares that you're talking about.
He might be a source here.
I think what Sergeant Cryer means
Even
is
if
that...
there was only a small amount to be recovered from this man. Even if he was only a secondary source. A crime's a crime. Besides, might give us some leverage if we come up with something.
Exactly. In giant footsteps. Today, stolen Mercedes diesel engines.
It's more a regicide when you have to go in without me.
Why?
We've met, me and this bloke Morrison.
Speak any German?
Why? You offering to teach me?
I'd better not be your German wife then. We'll just tell him we're strictly business partners. You're the English end.
You're the sharp then.
Yes?
We'd like to see Mr. Morrison.
Mr. Morrison's with a client.
We'll wait.
Well, it will be a long time.
We're from Holland. We've come a long way.
All right, I'll call him. But you'll still have to wait.
Any news about Turnham?
He'll live, sir. They're pumping the Regent's Canal out of him now.
He's supposed to be playing divisional hockey on Thursday. Is Christine Fraser still out on that sudden death?
Yes, sir.
Still no detectives available?
No, they're all tied up in Operation Shopfront, sir.
I want this bloke. You know about the Chief Super's special interest, don't you?
They're on the Tenants Committee together.
Yeah. Well, it won't look very good if you can't even stop somebody like Cobb being burgled. Right, I want Ackland to tour all the car workshops, scrap yards, all that sort of thing. She might just spot him.
Yes, sir.
Who you got available to go with her?
Only Hollis at the moment, sir.
Hollis. I want somebody fit, smart, intelligent, able to be somewhat diplomatic, and if necessary, able to arrest this mechanic character who belted Turnham. Sound like Hollis?
He didn't belt him, sir. Turnham says he fell in the water. Probably his gigantic brain overbalanced him. Sue, call up the area car, will you? Get them to give Hollis a lift to the Rosemont estate.
Made you a detective, have they?
Hello, Mr. Morrison.
My secretary's in there pouring coffee down the throats of those two jokers.
Sir,
The lights are on, but there's no one at home, eh? Or your mate and the bird with the dodgy crowd accent in there without your knowledge? Perhaps they walked here.
Mr. Morrison, I don't...
It's insulting, that's what it is. They wonder whether I could supply them with second-hand car parts for export to Africa. They don't have to worry too much about the source, if you know what I mean, Mr. Morrison. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I'm wondering whether I shouldn't phone my MP.
I see you've met.
Met?
Alec Peters found Mr. Morrison's father in Oak Street car park. You remember when he'd had the heart attack?
Oh, right. Him who lost the money. How is he? He died the next day. As you'd know if you even bothered to read your local paper. I'm going to talk to my legal advisors about you lot. This constitutes harassment. You've lost me a car sale for a start.
Bob, would you mind dropping me back to the station for an hour or two?
Okay.
Then do Miss Crancy's next inquiry and buy her lunch.
I don't want lunch. We've only just started.
Courtesy of the Commissioner.
Oh, kind.
But only her, not you. You've got to buy your own. And Conway wants a receipt.
The trouble with really greasy fingerprints, like a mechanic's, is that they're always smudged. Bingo. Now all we need is the hand that left it.
Yeah, well, Reg is going to help us out on this one, aren't you, Reg?
Reg is supposed to be having his refreshment break now. I'd give you some tea, but all my cups are broken. Nah, that's all right, mate. We'll go down a cap on the corner.
We'll go to the Panda car, Reg. You're going to be all right here.
Yes, I ought to do the kitchen too. Then if Mr. Cobb will come down to the station, we'll take his prints.
Me? Give my fingerprints to the mine police? Not a chance. What'll you do with them?
Hang them round our neck and use them as lucky charms.
Cup of tea?
Scrapyards, mechanical workshops, garages. I can put a face to him, and that fingerprint will put him in the nick. Bang to rights, no question.
Cup of tea?
Grease.
Michael, you still here?
It would seem so, Gov.
Well, I suggest you go home and get some kip. I don't want you falling asleep over that oboe camera tonight.
Fair enough.
And while you're here, do you know a geezer called Morrison? Mouthy git. Deals good quality second-hand cars. High-class operation. One rung down from a franchise dealer.
Accused Alec Peters of nicking his father's money.
That's the fella. Do you reckon he could be a thief?
If you want an opinion, no. I mean, he's bad news. He's noisy and full of solicitors and complaints. But no, I don't think so.
Well, cop this. He's got no criminal record. Nothing known on collators here. He's got a decent-sized business. Fits what you know?
It fits.
So how come his secretary's got form? I nicked her a few years back when I was a DS. I recognised her.
Did she recognise you?
Hello. Can I have DS Bishop, please, Fire Squad? You ever known a prostitute who could remember men's faces?
Come in. Hello, Frank.
Excuse me, sir.
I'd like a warrant to search Morrison's showrooms. I think he might be the boy the Germans are after.
What, Albert Morrison? Bottom of Hawk Street? Well, he's as straight as they come. Rude, but straight.
Yeah, well, he may well be, sir, but the people who work for him aren't.
Oh, we've had problems with Mr. Morrison. He's had us before the police complaints board for not dealing with his father's possessions properly. Alec Peters is still waiting for a result.
Yeah, well, I'll need the warrant sharpish. He knows we're ferreting around.
What's the story?
We went there with a German officer, Krantz. Morrison was very aggressive. Tumbled us straight away.
Why do the Germans suspect him?
I don't know. But I do know his secretary. She used to be on the game.
Perhaps she's rehabilitated.
Well, that would be very recent, sir, according to a friend of mine on the Vice Squad. And she's got a brother working there, and the brother's got a form for ringing motors. Expensive ones, like the ones Morrison sells. Could be they're just using Morrison.
OK, Frank, get a party together. I'll see about a warrant. But treat him carefully. And if those two have been using him, be ultra careful. I don't want this office papered with letters from the police complaints board.
Sarah Oscar, this is 9-2. You receiving?
Welcome back, 9-2. Got a message for you.
Go ahead.
Call the DI on the landline. And yours?
It doesn't matter now. I'll call him.
He sounds like a man who's lost a pound and found a tenner.
Penny is the expression.
I was being tactful.
He doesn't like playing detectives, and he doesn't like looking after this German woman. He thinks the higher-ups are having him on.
They are. That's why they're the higher-ups. Who's Burnside going to raid?
The way Conway's behaving about providing heavies, you'd think it was a load of tooled-up bank robbers. Hawk Street Motors. Your friend Morrison. I was being tactful. They've put the finger on his outfit for handling those stolen German motor parts. Now Conway wants Burnside to use the TSG.
Good. I hope he puts up a struggle and they give him a right old pounding.
What are you two up to?
Well, we're looking for the bloke who slung Turnham in the canal. Apparently he's a mechanic or something like that. Young guy, green overalls. He was burgling a man called Nigel Cobb's flat and Turnham was chasing him.
Oh, I know Cobb. Yeah, very political character. Lives on the Rosemount estate. All mouth and trousers. Remember, he gave us all that jip after that drugs raid?
Yeah, that's the one. Who's the woman?
Just a friend. See, you've drawn the short straw too.
We're just going in. It's
Frank, I'm going out for a few minutes. I'm taking a radio if you want me. Have you spoken to Bob?
Talk of the devil.
Well, I don't need to tell you to wait until TSG's there, right? Bob, you know who Nigel Cobb is, don't you?
This is Officer Krantz, sir.
Derek Conway, Chief Inspector. Pleased to meet you. Everything all right?
Yeah, Ackland told me he was here.
Well, we don't need the TSG Sergeant, D.I. Burnside, and you to go down to Morrison, so can you drop Miss Krantz off in CID and then drive him home?
It's only a couple of minutes walk round the Rosemount estate.
Well, the Chief Superintendent has specially asked us to be nice to him, so just take him there and settle him back in, will you?
Yes, sir.
Cheers, mate.
Right, let's go and look at that showroom.
Look, you won't find nothing now.
Come on.
Just let me finish me cake.
Right, Mr. Cobb. You all right here, then?
Yeah. No. They've driven me out. I've got a stick of furniture. I'm going to leave.
Why? There's no need for that.
In plain terms, they've all got me down as some kind of middle-class git. It's come among them doling out a lot of crackpot political theories, whatever. I'm not one of them, and that is enough to make them hate me. That's why they keep wrecking my flat.
Oh, I'm sure that's not true.
And do you know what's worst of all? What's worst of all is knowing that the ones that are doing this to me know me, see me, laugh at me behind my back, and then go up there and slash on my whole carpet.
He might be a mechanic. He was wearing green overalls, quite tall, longish brown hair, curly. Does that ring any bells with you?
No, I don't think so.
Look, we need to interview him urgently. If he's shipping here, maybe
I thought I told you clowns to push off!
Oi!
I think you're overstating it, Mr. Cobb. It's probably only a minority.
And I'm sure I'm not.
It's just one or two people. You're looking at it the wrong way round. Nearly everyone isn't a mugger. Nearly everyone doesn't nick cars. And nearly everyone doesn't commit burglary. You just got to find out the ones that are. Have you ever seen this man before, Mr. Cobb? Hey?
What's going on?
What do you think?
We were on inquiries and he belted Reg for some reason.
No. I'll have to make a report now and see whether to carry on this inquiry. Well, looks like I have to stay for a couple of days. I'll give you the number of my hotel, Frank.
CID Dashwood. No, I haven't got the faintest idea where he is. Sorry. Bye.
Hi. Yeah, look, can I book a table for this evening, please? Yeah, for 2. About 8. Smashing. Yeah, and listen, can I have that table at the back in the corner? Lovely. Yeah. Burnside. Thanks a lot. All right. I thought I told you to go home. You've been here half the night.
That's very considerate of you, Gov.
Sensible. Your spelling's going up the spout.
Blonde, is she?
Hope so.
Nothing. They found nothing. Clean as a whistle. What about the secretary and her brother?
Well, they both do have forms, sir, but nothing to tie them in with the stolen diesels.
Morrison?
He's downstairs, sir.
I better go and have a word with him.
He's been arrested, sir.
Arrested? What for?
Assault on a police officer.
Albert Morrison? We still haven't cleared up the mess about his complaint against Peters. They got no sense at all down there? Whom did he assault?
Hollis.
Oh, understandable. What happened?
Well, as far as I can gather, Hollis and Ackland's investigation into Mr. Cobb's burglaries coincided with Burnside and Krantz searching for stolen car parts. Mr. Morrison felt it was a bit of an overkill.
Well, he has my sympathy. Where's Frank?
He's on his way up now.
Well, I suggest somebody has a word with Hollis and explains to him the advantages of dropping the matter. I assume he's not badly hurt.
Nothing serious.
Yes? Come in, Frank. Well, I think we should get Bob Cried have a word with Hollis. He can hit him too, if necessary. I don't want Morrison charged. If this rigmarole comes out in court, our officers are going to look even more stupid than they do already. What do you think, Frank?
Storm in a teacup, sir.
Yes, I agree. It's been a great waste of time and effort.
Well, Bob did get one of poor Mr. Cobb's burglars.
Well, I suppose that's some small consolation. Yes?
Urgent fax for you, sir.
Oh, thank you. From Germany. Investigation into stolen diesel engines moved to Rotterdam. Officer Krantz recalled. Thanks for help.
And danker shown to you and all.